Shut up, Nika. Let's go. Men's what up? Ain't different. Listen, it's women crushing it Wednesdays. OGs hooking up in the kitchen. Call it being range. Nike's opinions leave you kids days. Men's O's an unforgettable fighter. With a fist raised, we talking offensive defense. Cause if you get knocked out, it's all in the pretense. We put lights out like D10s. Christine, so pristine, you gotta respect the Queen's gift. Just sit back and enjoy the views. Opinions are plentiful, but it's for y'all to choose. Women crushing it Wednesdays. Let's get into it. It hit different.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. So as y'all can see, I have two amazing co-hosts this evening, WBC World Champ Tiara Brown and world-class trainer manager Rachel DonAir. Ladies, how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here with you too. Tiara, I missed you. I missed you at the BC convention. But you know.
Yes, I'm so glad to be with both of you. Tiara, you doing well?
I am good. I got super excited when I saw Rachel was going to be on.
I know, right? I know. Who doesn't like Rachel? Like seriously. But before we go on, I just want to give a shout out to Arthur de Tere that does our video, and then Almighty Kane that does our intro, the lyrical genius, and to Nike and Crystal. They had some things that they had to do tonight, so they're not going to join us, but I am so glad to be joined by y'all. There's so much going in boxing, like crazy. And you just came back from the convention, Rachel.
Yes.
And at the convention, it was learned that Terrence Crawford was stripped of his WBC belt. Tell us what you know about that.
So from what I understand, they're basically, we all know, well, Tiara doesn't know this because, thankfully, the sanctioning bodies supporting women, they don't charge the women sanctioning fees. So for the male champions, and people who are vying for a world title, they all get charged about 3% of the full purse. And from what Mauricio said, he said that they had sent notices for the fight against Canelo and had been unanswered, I guess, for the collecting. But I have so many thoughts about it. I'm excited to hear what you guys think, and then I'm going to give you my little conspiracy theory.
Tiara, I'll let you go because I want
to go first. I want to do my thoughts last.
Okay, you and your okay. So
I was gonna go last.
I want to hear what Rachel has to say because she's got all the tea.
Yeah, she has the tea. All I have is a video that Terrence just posted, but you have the tea. But I don't know who both saw Bud's video.
I saw it.
Okay, Rachel, what's the tea? You were there. Like, what's going on?
So there's a couple different things of what I'm thinking, and this is before. So I'll give you what I thought before, and then of course after I saw Bud's video. So my thing was, that they said that he didn't pay, but I'm thinking, right, that first of all, this was Dana White's first huge boxing event, right? And I feel like within boxing, how many times, Tiara, we've talked about this. People in boxing, your managers, your promoters, all the people in between, whenever you bring up something, like hypothetically, if Bud's like, hey, like sanctioning fees, like what's up? And they're like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. And you never know what we'll take care of it means.
That's true.
So that's one part. The second part is I thought it was really weird that when it came to the sanctioning fee, no, you're fine. They normally, there's an echo, Christy.
Yeah. What is that? Echo. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Okay. Is that better?
I think. Nope. There's a window open, I think.
No.
But it wasn't like that just now. It was regular.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, she probably logged on it. She's probably going to come back.
Okay, so I'm thinking someone might have had to do it, but you know this, Tiara, whenever you fight, like they take out fees. Well, not your sanctioning fees, but anyone else's fees, right? What you owe and blah, blah, blah. So Nevada, I would think Nevada State Athletic Commission, having fought in Nevada, they would have taken out the fees to
Mhm.
give to the BC and
Mhm.
not even, not even have to like send an invoice to Bud. So that was kind of weird to me. And then I heard, of course, Bud say that they want more. So that I was like, wait. Now this is all weird, right? Because he's saying basically like everyone had gotten paid, but the BC wants more. So now I'm confused.
Yeah. Yeah, because on his video, on Bud's video, he said, what was it? $300,000?
Yeah.
And then he said plus more. Like,
Yeah.
and then I
Plus
saw
more.
something else that was like
100
150,000.
something more. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like, and that's the thing, like, boxing is like one of those sports that a lot of fighters don't get their bout contract until the week of the fight, unless, you're really, really up there. And it's difficult because they always say, don't worry about it. Like, I got you, I'll take care of it. And then when things fall through the cracks, it's like, who do you blame? But my other thing is also that Dana and TKO wanted this, right? Because they've been harping about the one belt. We knew that something was going to happen because when I think it was Reynoso was trying to give Canelo the WBC belt, and Turkey was like, nope, like get that off the stage.
Yep.
And then Mauricio couldn't even get in the ring.
Yeah.
And to date, and Bud's video, he said, he was like, none of the belts matter. It's like just the ring belt. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the whole narrative that TKO has been pushing, that the belts don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, so how many other champions are going to follow suit? That was one of the first things that came to my mind. Like, because we had known that Errol Spence had talked about this, why give, whatever the percentage is, was it 3% or whatever to the sanctioning bodies? Why should I be doing that? And he brought up the question, a few years ago. And then now Bud is also bringing up the question. Do you think that there's going to be more champions that are going to be saying, you know what? I don't think I'm going to pay that. Green belt is not that important anymore to where I have to be paying these sanctioning fees. What do y'all think about that?
And then even remember when Tank was even talking about the belts. He was like, he don't care about those belts, all those sanctioning fees, that we don't know where the money goes. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like one of the biggest things for me is that, like, listen, the belt's not free. Training your referees are not free. Sending them to fights is not free. The rankings they have to do is not free. They are a for-profit organization. And if we can't ask as it is, most of the boxers don't get, they get, what is it called? To be announced numbers as far as like what the gate is and all these other things. If we're going to hold them to that kind of same transparency, then again, with the Muhammad Ali Act that we're trying to change, we're going backwards in one, and yet we're asking for accountability in another, in a private entity. And the thing is that when these fighters get up in the rankings, like that's a whole review process with the rankings, right? And for them to fight for the belt. So I feel like it's a little bit funny that you're like, well, I want to be champion. It's like, well, there's not a free belt. Ring used to just be, so I think this is funny now. I get that they don't take sanctioning fees, but Ring was never a ratings.
This is new.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're changing it. And I think, the newer generation doesn't understand that it was something that was it was a trophy that was gifted. And
Yep.
now it's something you have to fight for. It's like, oh, they're fighting for the ring belt. It's like,
Right.
well, if you look at their rankings are a lot based on the other
Mhm.
sanctioning bodies. So if you're saying
Mhm.
the
Right.
sanctioning bodies don't mean anything, that means the ring doesn't mean anything
Yep.
either.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. That's very true. And also it's like I was talking to somebody about this. I was like, they have employees. They do have to pay their employees. There are things that they do, like the conventions and the things, where everybody can go and you can see what's going on and you can get involved. So I don't know. It's a sticky situation, because really nothing is free. Nothing is really free. Once we break it down. Um so D Style says the sanctioning bodies just collect. I mean, the belts aren't free, like you said. They have to be made. I'm not saying that I agree one side or the other. There's so many gray areas, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just
And
think the way that it was handled, I think that, communication is always key. We are dealing with
yeah,
a bunch of guys. Sorry, guys in the chat. Yeah, I'm saying it. You guys don't always want to like talk or send an
true.
email or just pick
That's
up the
true.
phone,
Yeah.
and I think this could have been avoided in, however they figure out how to resolve it. Um, but I feel like it's lending towards a TKO thing.
hmm I think so too. I think that even though we don't want to admit it, that's kind of like where we're headed towards. I really do. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't like it, but it seems like that is where we're headed. And I think that boxing is going to change a lot. I it already is. It already is. So they have to pay artisans who make the belt. They're not going to do the work for free, or else they get another job. There's a lot of good points. It's true.
Yeah.
Good evening. D Style says that WBC should take the amount the other three bodies accepted. So I know that that Crawford did say that he gave the other sanctioning bodies X money, but Mauricio said no. He wanted because he donates to a foundation that I'm not familiar with. Are you familiar, Rachel or Tiara, the foundation that he donates to, the nonprofit? I think it's his foundation, right?
It's
To
his
help
father's.
boxers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's his father's donation foundation, and I will say that it's a good foundation, and it's if you just Google it, they actually do a lot of things. They do like with the studying of why the WBC is against women fighting 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes, like because they've spent so many thousands of dollars on studies of the brain and
hmm
so
hmm
that's all you can Google that information, and
Right.
then they build these gyms in these third world countries. You can see those things, like these things are things that you can Google and you can see. So as for me, I'm down for it. Now again, the women, they don't take out a
Right.
percentage because we don't get paid like the men get paid.
That's true.
However, like when I learned that we didn't get percentages taken out, that is when I started like digging to see like, well, what is this fund? Because
hmm
Mauricio was talking about it. I was like, well, I want to know. The only way to know is to do research. So then that's when I looked up the foundation. I'm like, oh wow, well this is cool
Yeah.
that they are doing stuff with the money. Now I understand $300,000 to a man with all these kids. That might be a lot. So either
Exactly.
way, I'm that's, like he has a really big family to
He
take care
does.
of.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I'm in the middle. I can see both sides.
Yeah, yeah, same. I can see both sides. D Sal said, give the champions an option to find their own charity of their choice. Well, I see that point too, um, but I also see what Mauricio's dad was trying to do. I mean, we need to take care of our warriors. In my opinion, we need to try to help them, and I don't know how that is how that's like divvied up, or how they say get this or that, but I know that that's something that needs to be done. What are your thoughts? Should they say, okay, give the money to whatever charity you want, or need to take care of our guys? Like, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
I mean, I think for me, like, listen, there's no one stopping anybody from giving to charity themselves, right? And again, all boxers and everyone in this sport is for profit. There's no one that's not going
Yes.
in here and saying that I'm going to do what I'm going to do for free, right?
Right.
So, in that being said, I think that it is kind of, I think it's I can't find the word, but we're not having a lot of self-reflection, right? Like when it
Mhm.
comes to things like that, when a business, a for-profit is doing things and they're saying they're going to give, it doesn't matter if they do or not, it is still a business. And
Yeah.
whether I decide to give to nonprofit A, nonprofit B, or profit Louis Vuitton is
Yeah.
still on my own,
Right.
and no one else's, business to run. Like I said, if we're not looking at Top Ranks books, Golden Boys, Matchrooms, Zufas, then why are we saying where they should or should not? And this is honestly the first time I heard Mauricio put a number to, if he was asking for
Yeah.
300,000, I think he said 225 was going to the nonprofit.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I don't know. For me, it's about self-reflection. I'm like, dude, like everyone, money makes the world go around no matter what
It
people
does.
think.
It does.
And you can never have a free lunch. That's one of the
No,
things I learned in 5th grade.
that's very
That
true.
person, Bruce Boxing, that's a good comment.
I know this one, I know Bruce, I know a retired champ who gets a yearly check from WBC and he never even had a WBC title. I don't know how they choose or who gets paid and who doesn't. Yeah, that's amazing, you know.
Yeah,
Um
it is.
and
That is
I'm
amazing.
definitely up for
That
that.
is amazing. I think me personally, uh, I can only see what I see from uh, looking up information offline
Mhm.
or people that I know for sure, personal things that they've gone through with the WBC, and I like what they're doing. I like because I've looked into it myself, like the foundation giving back. You have boxers who have been in comas, who can never walk again, who
Yes.
can't talk
Yes.
again, who state that the WBC paid my medical bills. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I
Mhm.
don't now, and I'm not knocking any other organization,
Right.
but I've never heard that about the other
Right.
organizations. Not saying they don't do it, because they
Mhm.
may.
That's
I
true.
just I haven't heard it, but I have heard of like what this person is saying of other fighters
Is
whose
WBC
bills are
Cares
paid for.
they have
Yeah,
too, or
and
like
I
it's a
and I
W.
follow the WBC Cares very
Yeah.
closely,
Yeah.
and they are always somewhere else helping and giving back to the community. And I mean always. I
Right.
follow them heavy,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
on Instagram, and they're always doing things. We're very blessed in this nation that we're in. There's third world countries
Yeah.
that aren't, and the WBC is
That's
always in
true.
these other places,
That's very true.
giving back. So I mean,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
also think that, like, when it comes to that, though, like, listen, like, the 4 sanctioning bodies all had to make their own decision if they were going to sanction this fight. So for me, like, it's like you asked for, this favor because he was jumping up 2 weight divisions.
mhm.
I hope there's some communication that's written down that says what they requested and if it was approved or not. But it just, again, I think if there was communication, it'd be better because it just
Sure.
doesn't look right to say, oh, well, I'm holding up the BC belt. He took pictures with the BC belt. It was sanctioned a BC fight.
Yeah.
If you knew there was going to be a bill at the end that you didn't agree with, you could have dropped it. I will tell you
That's
that
true. That's true.
when Nonito fought Nishioka, there was 3 belts on the line, and Nonito was like, this is ridiculous. Look how much they're taking. I was like, well, what do you want to do? He said, drop the BF, and
Mhm.
so he dropped the IBF,
Mm.
and that was the night before the fight. I believe it was after weigh-ins, and so I had to email the IBF. I'm like, listen, Nonito's like, this trying to get to undisputed is really costly.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Nonito said to drop the belts, and they didn't hold it against us. But did we walk in with the IBF? No, they didn't sanction it anymore because
Wow.
we didn't agree to paying their
Right.
sanctioning fee. But that was a personal choice for us. And so what I'm saying is, with Crawford not being the mandatory for Canelo and for approving, the jump into weights for them to fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they did their job and Bud did his job, but he's like, well, I'm not going to acknowledge that you guys did your job and that you gave me the opportunity, because they could have said no.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense when you put it like that. Yeah, that does make sense. It does.
And then again, it could go back to what you were talking about earlier, lack of communication.
Yeah.
Lack of communication. I love transparency. You,
Me
Christine,
too.
we talk about this all the time.
Yes, all the time. Love it.
Transparency is key. Open line
Yeah.
of communication. You know, who knows? Bud could have thought that everything was squared away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then to find out,
Yeah.
that it was not, you
Right.
know,
Well,
Mauricio could have thought everything was squared away. And now we find out it's not.
and it's like during these times, it's like you're preparing, to fight,
Yeah.
undisputed. You're not. Sometimes you don't pay attention to the small details that later on are going to cost you, or later on are gonna, you're gonna have an issue with. I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. There's always two sides, three sides. But like you said, Rachel, the communication and Tiara, transparency. That's so important. Um,
I
Jose
think a
said,
lot of, I mean, like I would say, it's not like guys in general, but I over communicate. Like if we're sitting in a meeting with us three and we agree to something, I'm literally sending a summary when I get home, emailing all of us and be like, so we agreed at this time, this date,
that's
we're
good.
going to come together and do this, right? So then at least there's no, it could be as simple as you told me you agreed to 10 ringside tickets. And,
Yes.
just emailing that with the parties involved. So it's like, I'm not imagining in my head and you're not rebutting my email. So at least I'm looking at like, we're good, right? With
Yeah.
what we agreed on.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
verbal. And I think boxing's a lot verbal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. Writing Yogi says that the sanctioning fees are crazy. I think that they're all, isn't it? They're all like 3%. Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess for the big players, 3% is like 3%. But for some that aren't as big, they're like, yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for anybody, but I don't know. D Style says that he thinks that they should cap it at 100K is fair. 300K is a lot. I mean, for anybody, it is.
I think there is a cap.
Is there a cap?
I'd have to look. I read so many, all four of the sanctioning bodies by now. I gotta go back and look, but I think there is a cap.
And we see, I mean, even in the chat, there's like both sides. Some people are WBC wrong. Some people are like, Bud is wrong. And really it all comes down to the person, I believe, that's either paying or receiving. It's like we had a deal. You had an agreement, and then the one that's paying out the money, they're the ones that, are affected. But let's move on, because we're not going to definitely solve the boxing world's problem tonight, but it's a great conversation. It really is. Lisa, hello. So we have, but I did want to mention this, because people brought up the fact that Canelo like sat on his belt for like quite a few years. But the thing is I believe that Canelo did pay the sanctioning fees. Is that right? Is that what y'all think it is? Okay, so Bud didn't pay, so they stripped him immediately. Canelo didn't, and we've also seen one of the Charlos. He also sat there for a minute. He must have paid. Is that y'all's
That's what
thought?
I think. I think that they still be paying their dues, and that's why they don't get stripped. But that's just, I don't know for sure, but that's what I would assume. Like, okay, they're still paying, like Canelo sat on the belt, Charlo sit on the belts, but they're still paying those fees.
That
and it's been 3 months. If we look at it, the fight was in September, wasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, we're in December. Anyone, that feels like they're not, from what Mauricio said, allegedly the WBC had sent notifications over unanswered to Bud, communication again. But anyone that feels like they're getting ignored for 3 months,
Sure.
would
Don't get me to talk about being ignored.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a little frustrated. I get it. Like I get it. Um,
I
so
get mad when Christine doesn't text me back in 5 seconds.
I get it. I'm sorry. No, but so then as mentioned, it was ordered that Shiraz and Mabili will fight for the vacant belt. And then we have another B&B fighter, Lester Martinez, that will become the challenger. Honestly, the matchup is good. I like matchup. Did you hear about that, Rachel, while you were down there?
Yeah, yeah, I like the matchup too. Like one of the biggest things that I like about when I don't like that Bud got stripped. Let's get that clear.
Yeah,
But
same.
whenever there's an undisputed champion, like all the belts are in with one person, and
Mm-hmm.
that's allegedly supposed to be the best person. I
Yes.
don't like playing the triangle theory that,
Yeah.
you know, either one of them, like if someone else had come into the picture that they
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
beat the other champion.
Yeah. I
But
don't
I
like that
like it when
either.
all the marbles are played. When all the
Yeah.
marbles are back on the table, it's like,
Yeah.
woohoo,
Yeah.
like let's
Yeah.
go grab stuff. And
That's true.
that's when it's a story for me. I think boxing is a story for me. And I think that when all the marbles are played out again, where they're all vacant and there's a scramble for it, like then you start to see exciting matches again, right? You're not
Yeah.
just waiting on one person and
Yes.
everyone trying to vie for that one shot with that one person. It's you could get four championship fights in the same division,
Yeah.
in the span of 6 months because they're all scrambling for the marbles.
That's true. That is very true. Tiara, do you like the matchup that's going to be
I do.
coming?
I
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I think those guys are the future. Shiraz, he's shown me some things. I like him. I like him a lot. Um, we have a fight this weekend. We have
Yes.
Roach versus Pitbull. Now, I was planning on going. It's right in my neighborhood, but my girl and I are going to Lubbock for nationals. Tiara Alexis is going. Tiara knows Alexis. Rachel, you're gonna hear her name because she's
Yeah.
she's making big waves.
Yep.
So we're going to nationals. So I'm not going to get to go, but it's fine. But this fight is a really I like this matchup. I mean,
Mhm.
Roach is going up, pretty much two weight classes,
Yeah.
to take on Pitbull and prove himself. What are y'all's thoughts on this matchup, and how do y'all think it's going to go?
Okay, so what I heard is that Roach is dropping his belt as soon as he's in the ring, right? So he's able to walk in with it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the matchup just because of the history, right? Again, that whole triangle theory and things like
Yes.
that.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes.
And we're again going to have the same questions that people had about Bud. Like never counted Bud out from Canelo, but my only question was 2 weight divisions up. Like it's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw Bud do it. My question is, can Roach do that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tier, what do you think?
I think that it's going to be a dynamite fight. I do think Roach is going to win. I know Roach personally. My gym up in DC, he
Yeah,
comes there
love
for
him.
sparring. We go to his gym for sparring. And listen, the same way how he fought Tank and how everyone thought he was going to get knocked out and beat up and all this. And I see the same thing happening. I think he's going to show the world, like, yeah, I'm a small guy, but
Mm-hmm.
I can throw those things, and I think he's going to
Mm-hmm.
win the fight. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I think it's going to be an
No.
action-packed fight. I like Pitbull too, but I do think that Roach is going to get the win.
Yeah, I have to lean on your side too because I had actually made a prediction before Roach fought Tank, and I was like, because I know them too, and I know his little brother Jordan, and their father is an amazing coach, and they can outbox just about anybody. And even though Roach only has like 40% knockout, and Pitbull is like 65, I think that Roach is going to be able to maneuver around and circle his prey and outbox him. But if Pitbull wins, I'm not mad. If he happens to clip him on an exit or whatever, I'm not going to be mad. I'm super excited about this fight. I think Roach is really hungry because he's been counted out so many times, you
Yeah.
know. And Pitbull has to keep his knockout ratio up. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah, it's
about
gonna be
that.
good.
I mean, I think like, you know, watching Pitbull lose against Ryo, like that was it's a good blueprint. And if
Yeah.
anyone could pull that off, it is Roach, you know.
Yeah.
We know that Pitbull just comes. I mean, he's a Pitbull. That's just
Yep.
goes the way it goes.
Exactly.
But if
Exactly.
you set him up properly, you know, those knockouts don't mean anything if you don't stand in front of him. And Ryo did an amazing job with him
He
during
did.
that fight.
He did. He really did. It's so funny because I'm the privilege of interviewing Pitbull, and he doesn't like laugh or joke too much or smile, but I told him to tell me one thing, that nobody knew about him, and he loves the lucha libres, the Mexican wrestling, and I asked him, I was like. So do you have the masks? Like, do because they sell the masks in Mexico and stuff. And he's like, no, I don't have them yet. I said, okay, well, if you beat Roach, I will start your collection. So he's like, okay, deal. So we'll see if we start the collection or not. We're gonna see. Alvin Powell said that he believes that Fulton Foster is probably gonna take the show. What are your thoughts? What are y'all's thoughts on that?
That's gonna be a good fight too. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. You know, Oshaki's he's really good, and Fulton came out really well in his last fight.
Yeah,
Um, man,
yeah.
I kind of wish I was going.
No, right? I know. Seriously, I know. Tier, what do you think about that matchup, Fulton Foster? Who's your favorite in
I've
it?
been waiting for that ever since it came out. When I'm in the gym, if I'm not like doing road work outside, then I'm on the treadmill doing it. And so while I'm
Yeah,
running like 5, 6 miles on the treadmill, I'm watching boxing. So I
yeah,
watch all these guys, their camps. I'm watching their training. I'm watching all of it, like leading up to the fight. So I've been waiting for this fight. I'm rooting for Ashaki. I am. I like
yeah,
him a lot.
yeah,
I've been following his career for a very long time. I just like the way he carries himself,
yeah.
and it seems like he's always. It's in my opinion, it seems like he's always the underdog.
Always. People
And
always
and,
count
and
him out,
yeah,
and he thinks he's
they always
everybody.
count him out, but he trains hard. You don't
He
ever hear
does.
him in any shenanigans, and he's so dedicated and focused. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, I have to say I am too. I mean, Fulton, I was never totally high on him, and I've said it publicly many times, so it's no secret. And then recently, like you said, Rachel, I started seeing some things where I was like, okay, okay, yeah, he looks good. But as far as Oshaki, it's like he was always counted out, he was always the underdog.
Always.
He shocked people. Remember whenever Freddie Roach, what was it called? When they had the matches in California, it was out there in the parking lot of Freddie Roach, and it was so good. And oh gosh, the guy he defeated, he wasn't supposed to. What was it called? It was like it was televised. Um, it was in California. It was a few years ago. I don't know if it was before COVID or right after COVID, but I thought that the matchups that they had, it kind of reminded me of Pro Box. And they were putting all the best against the best, put Oshaki out there, and he just like literally shocked everybody and was beating the champ. So I'm totally and I don't always just say, oh, because they're from Texas, but I mean he is from Texas. So Oshaki, let's go. But again, if Fulton wins, that's okay too, because he's
Yeah.
been doing really, really well.
Yep.
Oh, and HLD says, "Oh, is that Rachel DonAir? I couldn't recognize her. Something seems different. Maybe her
I'm,
eyesight."
huh?
HLD. I'm telling HLD, maybe it's his eyesight if something seems different, because she's still the beautiful woman that she's always been.
Oh, I do. I actually I feel like it is different here though. Like Philippines is, so different. It's humid.
Yeah,
Um, and I also have like a lot of help in the Philippines than I do in the States. So it's a little bit more relaxed. But I mean that my little bit more relaxed is, just gets evened out because we're in camp and we're leaving
yeah.
next week already. So
Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
as much as relaxed as I can be, I guess.
Right, right. Oh, Philippines. I love the Philippines. So amazing. So we were going to have Jannibek versus Lara. Doesn't look like it's going
Yeah.
to happen anymore. What say y'all about that?
The thing that he popped for sounded like something out of a Marvel movie. What is it, like man? It was like,
Yeah.
what was
I
it,
was
Christine?
I was trying to figure it out. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. And it's like, and then he was on his social media, I'm all about clean sport, and
Yep.
he's
Yep.
showing himself giving blood tested. Oh, here they are knocking on my door. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Did he not know? I mean, that's what a lot of people say. Did not know. He said he didn't know. Like what's going on? What's going on?
But wasn't there? So it's Jannibek, and then there was another guy, right?
Oh,
It was Elijah Garcia versus.
So the most recent was that one, and then we just heard that Matias is not guilty after
Yep.
testing positive for taking trace amounts of Ostrin. Same thing like Ryan Garcia, but he's not guilty. He's on probation. But Ryan Garcia, we know that Devin Haney got his O back. So I don't know. It's very
And that's what's
No,
confusing. Because they said not guilty, but on probation. Okay, if you steal out of a store and you get locked up, you did it. You didn't go to. You might not go to jail. You might get probation. So you still did it. So I'm confused about that.
I think because one, like what they were saying is that, so they're both in New York, which is great because then at least it's kind of, we can compare apples to apples.
Exactly.
Ryan's was over the limit of what New York allowed as a threshold, and Matias wasn't.
Okay.
Oh, so it's sort of like you can cheat a little bit, because we allow a little bit of cheating, but then you can't cheat just too much, but a little bit. If you stay underneath this line here, you can do that cheating.
Yeah,
but
so it's a difference between going to jail for a misdemeanor or a felony. Yeah, okay. So you can't steal more than this amount.
Here. Yeah. So you can steal a loaf of bread, but not a steak. Okay.
But there you go. Got it. We understand.
We got.
No, but Christine, there was someone. It was Elijah Garcia versus someone. It was on the same card. Someone else got hopped.
See, I didn't hear about that.
Okay,
I think someone else did test positive, but I remember seeing on Twitter, but I didn't even. I was just so far over it after learning that. Like,
right. See, that's what stopped me. That's what got me too. So Lisa says that it was called meladonium. Oh, that does sound like some kind of Marvel.
Marvel.
It really does. That's so funny. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Where do they come up with these things? Like, I'm about to go get that meladonium. You about to get what? What?
We've heard it many times, and everybody in boxing knows there's always that pusher in the gym. There's always a pusher.
Somebody said that's a new one.
Okay, I found it.
Something.
It's Elijah Garcia versus Alexis Gayton is off due to Gayton failing the PED test. And that's on the same card.
So Rachel, Tiara, what do y'all think when people say, you know what, everybody's doing it? Everybody's doing it. What do y'all think about that? When people say everybody's doing it?
Don't tell me I'm not doing it. Okay. So when they say that, everyone does it. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. No, not everybody. Many of them do. Why? If you can't be the best with hard work and eating properly and good nutrition, you don't need to be the best. It's not fair. It's not right. Like, that's just cheating. It's just like with the cycling. Remember all those years ago with what's the cycler name? He was winning everything.
Lance Armstrong.
Right.
Oh, yes.
So with the Lance Armstrong thing, right?
Yes.
And then he comes out and says, well, everyone was doing it, so he had to do it to stay in competition. Tell.
Yeah.
If everyone is doing it, tell on them.
Right.
I don't want to compete with the cheaters. No, people need to speak up. If you know somebody doing something like this, speak up, because at the end of the day, especially with boxing, someone could lose their life. Absolutely. And I know so many people were mad at Devin Haney because he sued Ryan Garcia. But at the end of the day, hold these boxers accountable.
Right.
Because they can take your life. They can. You're shooting up whatever is make you all this stronger than you normally would have been. You can possibly knock somebody out and take their life, you know? Yeah. So I agree with him suing Ryan. Now, all the other stuff that he was throwing and adding on that is a little, you know, that was a little too much.
Yeah.
But the fact that the fact that he was throwing them for, cheating, yeah, these boxers need to be held accountable. As long as these boxers can cheat and then, you're suspended for 6 months, who cares? They still get the money.
Well,
they still get take their purse
within 6 months anyway. I mean,
anyway.
They really don't.
So it's no punishment. It's no punishment. It's no punishment. Yeah. Mess up their bag, take half their purse or all their purse, take something. Then these boxers will stop cheating. But if they're just going to get a suspension for 1 year, so what? They wasn't going to fight anyway. Like you said, they weren't going to fight anyway. So it's no punishment. When I used to get in trouble, I'm not saying I was a bad kid, but sometimes I would act up. Sometimes I would act up and get grounded. Man, my mama would snatch the cord out the wall for the TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting no snacks. I can't get on the phone. I can't go outside and play. That's a punishment.
It is a punishment.
Yeah.
It is a punishment. Rachel, whenever you hear people saying, oh, well, everybody's doing it, I mean, what goes through your mind?
I mean, honestly, I think that it's a weak argument. I heard that in high school and I didn't do drugs. I mean, like the fact that people are using that, first of all, like it's a very immature little way of trying to get out of any accountability on your own.
Oh my gosh, I agree.
But at the same time, like, I think that people who have to use it are already weak-minded because they already don't believe in themselves. They already don't think that they can compete, that they have to unnaturally enhance themselves to even compete. So those kind of people that do, PEDs, I feel like if you break them down mentally, they will crack because they don't actually believe in themselves at any point.
That part to me, it's like it's like a false security. It's like, if your team knows, which they have to know, I'm assuming, do they not believe in you and you don't believe in them? And so to me, it's like you're already defeated. You feel like you have to have this, I don't know, false security, and it's very sad. And it's like, if you're going to do, I think everybody, I'm against it. I'm not saying that I'm for it, but I'm saying if you're going to do something like this, make it an even playing field. Then let your opponent do it too, because it's not fair. Somebody can die in the ring. And then what's
I think there's that games called enhanced games, isn't there? I don't know if they kicked it off. Yeah, they're trying to do like Olympics with steroids, pretty much.
I think I heard about that.
God.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to put contact sports. I feel like
that's scary.
I feel like
somebody's gonna, God forbid, somebody's gonna die. I'm just saying. Hello, Hector.
The same way. For instance, I don't want to get sued, so I won't say the brand.
Right.
But so there's this guy who does what is it when you're like the best weightlifting? What is it called? Like like the weightlifting, right?
Like strongman thingies, or
like strongman type thingy, right? And this individual won all these gold medals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, he does steroids. Been doing steroids since he was 18 years old, but it's allowed in this. It's allowed in that, right?
Really? Oh,
it's allowed in that. But the crazy thing about it is, so he has a line of products like energy drinks, vitamins and all that. First of all, I don't want to take nothing from your brand because you do steroids.
Yeah. What's it?
So you didn't believe in enough to take it when you were doing it. So.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, but and you have so many of these young boys, right, who look up to people that look like this, all jacked up and ripped, winning all these gold medals, and now he he does steroids. Yes, it's allowed. Yes, he's made millions of dollars. Yes, but guess what? Now, come to find out, he has liver failure. He has all types of autoimmune diseases because of this.
Their bodies totally shrink. They look horrible at the end of it all. I mean, I don't know what's going on with The Rock, but have you seen The Rock lately? You
Yeah.
know, he doesn't look very healthy. I don't know. It's very sad. I mean, there's long term
Long term, and
things.
no one talks about the long term.
They don't. It's all about the here now. It's all about
It's
the here
about
and
the
now.
now. Yep.
Um. Oh, look, HOD. Oh, he's saying strongman thingy. What are you talking about, Rachel? You know what she's talking about. You know what she's saying.
You know the strong man. What is it called? Like Mr. Olympia or something like that.
Yes, Mr.
There's well, that's the thing, and I didn't
Mr.
know if you're
Olympia.
talking about the one where they just flex or
Powerlifting. There's powerlifting. There's
powerlifting's
Mr.
another one.
Olympia. Yeah, all
Yeah.
those.
Mr.
And
It's the Mr. Olympia.
yeah,
Hmm.
and they were all doing that.
Yep.
So Daniel says HOD, the only thing marijuana could be considered a PED in the eating contest. But yeah, weed and cocaine are definitely two different drugs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, Daniel said, I'm 57. My general told it shrinks your balls. No thanks. Okay. Um, so we also have another fight coming up, and it's Shakur versus Tio, and that's in January.
That's gonna be awesome.
Okay, listen, I want to be there. I don't know where it's going to be. I'm going to save my pins, but that is going to be a fire show. What are your
Yep.
thoughts on that matchup? Because let me just say this, because Shakur is freaking one of the best examples of a boxer
Yep.
that you can get. Okay, and then we also know that Tio shows up when he's against better opposition.
Yep.
So, talk to me on y'all's thoughts about that matchup, Shakur versus Tio. Who wants to go first?
Tiara.
Rachel. Ah.
Because
Okay.
I think
So
for me, it's always okay. Good. Now you go.
okay, you go. You go. Go.
No, no, you go. You're the champion.
Yeah. Let me see. So I think it's gonna be a bomb fight, right? I think that I like both of them. So I think that they're gonna bring the best out of each other, and whoever show up, that's who's gonna win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That it's going to be amazing. Rachel, what are your thoughts? I mean, Shakur, like before, it's like he is a boxing genius. He is like an
Hmm.
example of
Yeah.
what you want to show people. Okay, this is basic
Yeah.
technical boxing, and then Tio, he seems to show up whenever he has better opposition in front of him. What do you think about that? And we know Shakur, his last fight, he was in the pocket. He's like, hey, y'all want to see I'm in the pocket? I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna be running a marathon. I'm gonna do that. But can he
Yeah.
do that with Tio? Does he need to do that with Tio?
I think he does need to do it with Tio. I actually have notes on it because I was looking at the fight. I know you're going to ask me. But I do agree with you that it highly depends on who Tio's fighting. Because I've
Mm,
seen him like fight. I'm like, what am I watching? This is
Yeah.
trash. But then when
yes.
he's on point, when he's focused, when he's really has everything dialed in, then he's great. But he could switch stance,
Yeah.
pretty fluidly. His pull counter right hand's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He's dangerous really early in the fights, and he has a really good fast twitch muscle.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
of
Did you
course,
see
when
him
he's
jump roping?
yes, yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Athletic, really, he has
Very.
athletic slip. Um, but when he gets uncomfortable, he freezes, right?
Yes.
Like he
Yes.
waits too long, he gets stuck just watching and doesn't move his feet. And then, of course, like we were saying about Shakur, is that he has elite distance control and uses half steps, frame controlling,
Yeah.
angles. His
Mm-hmm.
southpaw jab's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the backhand left straight. And he makes opponents miss so they hesitate to throw,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
So I think that he's also mentally draining with his pace control because you have to be
Yep.
patient. You have to get in there. So it's going to be I think for me, because I've seen, Shakur has always been, whether or not you call him a boring fighter, he's always been on like, okay, this is what I have to do to
Yeah.
win, It's just, again, for me, I think it's Tio's, like, is the right Tio going to show up? Because if he doesn't,
Mhm.
Shakur's just going to pick him apart.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Tio's knockout ratio is a lot higher, than Shakur's, which it doesn't mean anything. I mean, he's got to catch him, or it could mean something. You know, if Shakur does say, you know what, I want to sit in the pocket a minute, is he going to be able to withstand those punches? And everything to describe both of them is exactly on point. So honestly, and Tiara, you saying and Sharon, the fighter that brings the best version of themselves will win. It's so true.
Yep.
So, and
Hmm.
you know, we all know, like during camp and personal things and physical things and sparring and this and that. So everything has to be aligned and perfect, you know, for fight night, because one
Hmm.
little thing can just throw them off. So
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely it's an exciting fight. This is something that we've been wanting to see for a long time. Some people are saying that this is the fight, the matchup of, you know, whatever all time, you know, in our whatever. Um, but
Well,
we'll
also
see.
Shakur's had injuries too recently,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
he's been
and
having
Yeah.
yeah,
issues.
and he had surgery, I believe, right? Didn't he have surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one
So
of the other things that I'm,
it
like,
is
is it going to act up during camp again? Or
right.
during the fight, and you could only, punch with one arm, then
Exactly.
it,
And we know, I mean, the rumors that we believe that are to be true, you know, in some Tio's fight, you know, he was going through a divorce, custody
Yeah.
battle. There was rumors about him even being sick. I don't know if he had the flu or something. And yeah, it's everything has to be perfect. And I hope that
Yep.
everything does go well, because I really want to see the best of both of these guys,
I
you
mean, I've
know.
been seeing Tio not recently, not since I've been in the Philippines, but I saw him like right before I left. We were all supposed to have dinner, and he was with his girl and their baby, and he seemed in good spirits the last
Good.
4 times that I've seen him. Of
That's
course, you
great.
never know because
Right.
what happens,
Yeah.
at home is different, but
Hmm.
he seems like he's in good spirits. So hopefully both fighters
That's
just
good.
come in completely 100% healthy, and strong, and they give us the best that fight night. That's all we can ask for. So then there's no excuses, and we know, who the champion is.
I think the something that like sticking in my mind is that there was a viral video maybe a year ago, maybe 8 or 9 months ago, where I think that Tio was talking mess about Bud, and Bud comes around, you know, sees
Yeah.
him, like goes around the neck, and Tio's kind of like he felt maybe, I don't know, demasculated a little bit. And then now he's saying, you know, he would like to fight him after this fight. So my thought is like, I wonder, is he looking past for, because he remembers this? And as a man, as a woman, you know, we don't like to be punked out. And
Son,
I'm hoping
yeah.
that that's not the thing that he's thinking about or worried about, that he really takes Shakur seriously, because that could not be good for him if he's looking past him to get to Bud. If he thinks that that's the route, you know, I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
I
I
don't think
hope.
you should ever look past like your
Nope.
opponent. Like
Anyone.
your job is
Yep.
right now, like just this person. So I mean, I don't know what video you're talking about, but I do feel like sometimes, like, when you do get in front of some of these content creators, they ask you a question that, because that's, Bud's name's trending. So they're going to ask you a Bud
Yeah.
question. And
Yeah.
it was out of, just because someone asked, not because he's like, I want Bud right now. And he's knowing that he has a fight with Shakur.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
so
Anytime that anyone looks beyond what they're going to have to face to the next person, it kind of worries me.
Yep.
Um, but hopefully they're both going to be folks. We have some really good girl fights coming up. Jake Paul's card's coming up. Alicia Baumgartner is going against Layla Bode. I don't know anything about. Is it Layla? I don't know anything about her. I need to do
I
some
don't
research
either.
on her. I don't know anything about her. I thought the Miranda fight, you know, in New York, that was a questionable decision. But you know, I want to do research on this Layla before I talk about it, because I would like to see. You know, I believe that MVP wants, you know, Alicia to elevate, and Amanda's, you know, may not have that many more fights left, and it looks like they're trying to elevate Alicia, and I you know, hope that she is able to do that. And then speaking of that, Amanda's going to be fighting January 3rd. So those things are coming up. And with all that, Tiara, what do we have? Do we have anything coming up for you? What's in the works? Because we definitely want to see you back in the ring.
uh, let's see. Well, I'll go in order.
Yes.
So about the Baumgartner fight, her opponent that she's fighting is really good. She's tough, so I'm looking forward to
Okay,
watching
good.
that fight.
I need to see that. Good.
Yeah,
I want to look her up.
I've seen her fight before her opponent fight many times. She's very tough. She's strong. So I always like watching Baumgartner fight other girls that are strong because Baumgartner is
Yeah,
strong, right?
she's
So I
very
like
strong.
watching. I
Absolutely.
like watching boxers go against other boxers or like strong fighters fight other strong fighters to see like the adversity. Like, what are you going to do? Somebody you hit somebody with all the power that you have and you hit
Yeah.
hard, you crack, but they can crack too. So what are you going to do? You know. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to that. And then Serrano Cruz Part 2.
Oh my God. Yeah, because
Listen,
we know, I mean, when after she like at first, like Cruz, I mean, she's just relentless.
yeah,
She is relentless. And it was just like, oh my gosh, and then we find out that she popped dirty,
yeah,
and then for Amanda, I mean, props to her for even wanting to fight her, and give her another opportunity, even
yeah.
though she popped dirty and beat her, while she was, on whatever it was.
And then we
That's
didn't even hear
commendable.
much about it after she popped dirty, right? Like they said it,
No.
but then we didn't. And you see, that's another thing. They pick and choose when they want to put the microscope on
Yes.
certain athletes when they pop
Right.
dirty. And then we never hear about the outcome. We never hear about, well, did you get suspended? What type of slap on the wrist did
Nothing.
you get?
Nothing.
We didn't get anything.
Mm-mm.
So I'm
Everything.
looking forward to that fight for
Me
sure. I
too.
think it's going to be just as explosive as the first one because the first one had you on your seat like this. Oh my God, did you see what they're getting hit with?
Seriously.
So
Seriously. That was crazy. That was
yeah.
crazy. Um, and then we've seen the beef. I know y'all have seen the beef with
Dude,
Green
the
and
beef.
Clarissa.
Listen, my mom be telling me about the beef because I be missing a lot of stuff. And then my mom said, "Did you see this?" And I go looking like, "Oh no."
Your mom's good.
Yeah, I be she see
Have
the
you
beef
seen
before
that,
I see. I
Rachel?
be late.
They've been going at it. Green and Clarissa,
Bad,
they have been going at it. Am I on
badly,
Twitter?
bad on Twitter. Bad.
I really want to see that. I really want to see that matchup. I
Heck
really do.
yeah.
They're talented. They're both on
Mhm.
top right now. And then with the personal stuff, because they definitely don't like each other for real. I think that would make a great, great fight. Those are the fights we want to see,
Yeah.
in my
But
opinion.
again, I like both of them are hella fighters, you know? They're both of them are hella good fighters.
Oh, they really
I
are.
respect the game. But I don't like when it get disrespectful. Like you talking, who you think you talking to now?
Yeah.
We could
No,
talk
no, no.
boxing,
Yeah.
we could talk getting in the ring. This is what fighters do, whether it's boxing, MMA, UFC. This is what they chat, 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 chat. But then
Yeah.
it comes to a certain point where you crossing the line, you're being way
Yeah.
disrespectful, and that's what I don't like seeing. I
Yeah.
don't like seeing that. Like we're all women in this sport. We're fighting for equality. We're
Yeah.
fighting to uplift each other because we all know the struggles and the strains and the trials and tribulations that we have to go through. So at a certain point, the line has been crossed, and as a champion, right? I'm a coach. I want fighters to look up to me. I want to be known as a positive influence, a positive role model, not
Absolutely.
all that crazy stuff. It's gotten out of
No, you're
control.
you're good.
It's
You're
gotten out of
good.
control, but I'm going to have my popcorn and
Me
be waiting
too.
on that fight.
I don't even like her, and I'm gonna have butter on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, put the butter on there. I don't care. I
Kettle
don't care.
corn. I had some kettle corn.
Yeah, seriously. Um, so what do y'all have going on, Rachel? You and Nonito have got some stuff going on, and what do you have going on personally?
Yeah, I mean, funny that you guys were talking about the Amanda Serrano card with Erica Cruz because I was doing the
Uh-huh.
Fighter Scout thing for Nonito because he's commentating on that card, and you're forgetting Stephanie Hahn is actually fighting Holly Holm on that card
Yes,
too.
Oh,
yes, yes. I
Yes,
remember
that's gonna
Stephanie
be
from back in the day. Back in the day. Yes.
they
yeah.
Exciting.
come from a bloodline of family fighters.
Yeah, they used to
Stephanie
do
Hahn,
MMA a
Jennifer
lot
Hahn, her
here back
brothers.
in
Yep,
Stephanie's
yep,
older sister and then her brother, the Hans. I
yep,
remember them gosh, 20 years ago. It seems like, I
yep,
don't know,
yep.
15.
Yeah, that card's actually a really good card. I haven't decided if I'm going yet, but because I mean, between coming here, going to Bangkok, going to Japan, going back home, like I don't know if I'm just going to be like, you know what, I'm staying home this time, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as for us, I mean, we have sparring tomorrow. We hit our 12 tomorrow, and then next Tuesday we have our 10, and then Wednesday we're off to Japan with our entire team, with our kids and stuff. And it's fight week. It's weird because we had to shift everything, right? Like, because usually you fight on a Saturday or a Friday. We're fighting on a Wednesday, so we've had to time and move things around to, you know, weird days that seem kind of off for usually how we do camp. But really excited. They had put Antonio Vargas in recess, which is kind of funny because
I saw that. Yeah.
So if you guys don't know the 118 bantamweight WBA, how that whole situation is playing out is basically Seiya Satsumi was the champion. He took it from Takuma Inoue, who now is a WBC champion. And Antonio Vargas was the interim. Well, they were supposed to fight, and Seiya had an eye injury, so he went into recess, and Antonio Vargas got elevated and fought Daigo Higa to a draw. So the problem is now is that Seiya and Antonio were supposed to fight again. Unfortunately, Antonio Vargas's mom passed away from cancer. My condolences, of course.
I'm so sorry.
So, you know, probably not the right mindset to go into a fight. So they called Nonito because Nonito got elevated, fought for the interim. So we're fighting Seiya on December 17th in Tokyo, Japan.
That's awesome. Well, you know who we are rooting for, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
You know who we going for. That's great. That's awesome. No, that's so good. You know, it has been so much fun to have you both, really, the two champions. And I want to give y'all your final word before we get out of here. And Rachel, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Christine, always thank you. I'm always so happy to talk to you, whether it's on the phone, text, or especially live, so we can, you know, share our opinions and share our knowledge within the sport. You're always doing amazing. Keep going. Tiara, girl, you know I love you. And, you know, one of my favorite champions. Miss you so much. Sorry I couldn't be at your last fight. So boxing fans, guys, this is boxing. We all have our own opinions. Don't take it all personally. And learn about the sport. Like, listen to different people, read for yourself, educate yourself, so you have an educated opinion instead of super emotional one. But until then, I'll see you guys when I get back into the States with the new belt. You guys take care. I miss you.
Absolutely, Tiara.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies, for having me on. Even though I came on an hour early because I forgot about the time difference.
You're so cute.
So I was at the boxing gym and I was like, oh crap, look at the time. So then I was like, I gotta hurry and get home. And so then I took a shower real quick and I looked real crazy. And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait.
Where they at?
I'm like, where they at? And so then I'm in the backstage and then it's like, wait, I got a whole nother hour. So that was funny. But yeah, just thank you everybody for having me on today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Christine, we love you so much. We love Women Crushing Wednesday. You know, everyone watches it.
Thank you.
Rachel, I love you guys. Bring back that belt. We already know that he's gonna bring the belt back for sure. We already know that. We already know that. And to all the fans, thank you guys so much for supporting boxing and especially for supporting women's boxing. You know, we're very grateful for you guys. Yeah.
You know, and my circle is so small. Yes, I know a lot of people and some people know me, but my circle is so small, and you and Rachel are definitely in that circle. It's so great to have other women in the sport, you know, that we can talk to, confide in. It's just a beautiful thing. So I love Rachel, you, and thanks everybody. Thanks to the chat. The chat is amazing. And we love y'all so very much. And we will see y'all next Wednesday. And thank y'all so much. And love to love you.